Balloons fill the ceiling. There's a DJ spinning records on my left and a big cake out front. Students are taking on opera in a whole new way, singing in a language that they don't even speak. I'm here at Onyx Coffee Labs, which was recently ranked the #1 coffee shop in the U.S. and the #2 coffee shop in the world. I'm here in front of the Unplugged Room in the Multicultural Center. A local business is celebrating a huge milestone. Find out their secret to success. What started off as a calm Easter Sunday afternoon turned into something scary for some Fayetteville residents. All of this and more when UATV starts right now. That's right, guys, I'm live at Humont Village, where on Sunday an EF1 tornado touched down. As you can see behind me, windows are boarded and roofs are tarped off. Although residents had no time to prepare for the storm, now they are coming together to pick up the pieces. Fayetteville residents were blindsided Sunday as an EF1 tornado swept through neighborhoods, leaving damage but also an outpouring of support in its wake.
Our neighbor that lives behind us over here to the west called frantically checking on us, asking if we were okay. We weren't really sure what she'd even talking about. And she's like, yeah, your house just got hit by a tornado. And we were like, seriously? I mean, we had no idea.
Whitley rainwater was away when the EF1 storm hit, but the damage waiting for him back home was undeniable. From shattered windows to cars tossed around to holes in his roof.
It moved my Camry out into the street, so it kind of picked it up and set it out in the street, which is kind of wild. It took our air conditioning unit off the concrete pad, like over 5 feet out of the way.
Just down the road, Dustin Kelly and his family barely had time to react when the storm touched down.
It really just dropped down on us, just like that. We barely had time to take any cover. In fact, I wasn't able to, but my wife and kids were able to.
Like many in the area, Dustin's home was left significantly damaged.
We're definitely going to need a new roof. We've got about 4 good-sized holes in our roof. We're going to need some new gutters, some fence work done.
While the damage in these Fayetteville neighborhoods is hard to miss, the community impact has been even more powerful, with community members, neighbors, and first response teams all coming in to lend a helping hand. That support has made all the difference for families like Whitley's, who found help from neighbors, churches, and even strangers.
We've had Red Cross here already helping us out. Lots of neighbors, churches have been around, coming by, cleaning up. The city of Fayetteville dropped off a roll-off dumpster here and came by with a crane, picking up pieces of the fence and all kinds of debris. And for Dustin, the aftermath brought not only damage, but also a reminder of community strength.
But yeah, I mean, immediately after, I mean, it hit us, and just as quickly as it did, it was gone, and everybody in the neighborhood got outside. We were helping each other. We were lifting pieces of fence and getting them out of the road, clearing the roads and everything else. So, it was nice to see that too. Everybody rallying. While
both families face repairs and recovery, one thing they are certain of: they're grateful to still have what matters most.
We're just thankful no one got hurt. These are just things. I mean, like trucks and cars and fences and houses and roofs and windows that can all be repaired. So we're just really glad no one got hurt.
Both families I spoke with say that the cleanup may take time, but the support that they've received from the community will leave a lasting impact. Reporting live for UATV News, I'm Tejani. Thanks, guys. I'm live at Maxine's Tap Room, where the building is full of people celebrating this joyous occasion. Balloons fill the ceiling. There's a DJ spinning records on my left and a big cake out front. All this leads me to wonder, what does it take for a small business to thrive for so long?
You have 10 minutes to drink up and then get the hell out of here.
When Maxine Miller opened up her dive bar in 1950, there was one thing that stuck out: her presence and the atmosphere.
There are very few places in the country, let alone in Arkansas, where we can have 3 generations of people that are coming back to drink.
To many, it's more than a bar or a business, but a place where people have always been able to come together.
I think it's consistency, and I think that owning a small business for that long, it becomes your whole life. I mean, I think that she didn't take days off, and she was here every day to manage it, and she was a big part of the reason that people came here.
Withers and her husband partnered with Maxine's great niece to revamp the bar after a fire in 2006.
Started in 1950 when she was 24 years old, a single woman. I can't even imagine starting this from ground up today, let alone being in 1950 at the age of 24 years old. But Maxine's has always been part of the Fayetteville community, somewhere where anyone could come in feel welcome.
The history and sense of community is what drives Maxine's, and in turn, Maxine's loves to give back through scholarships and outreach.
We support NWA equality quite a bit, and then we also do some fundraising for a scholarship fund called the Legacy Maxine Miller Scholarship Fund.
Through the years, lots has changed, but the welcoming and inviting atmosphere has not.
Great place for conversation, date night, and just somewhere where you can come in and feel welcomed and at home.
For 75 years now, Maxine's has remained a Fayetteville staple, and with history on its side, it will remain that way for many more. Live from Maxine's tap room for UATV News, I'm Ollie Tejani. Thanks, Jackson. I'm here in the Brewing Lab in the Food Sciences building where university students can learn and become certified in brewing through the certificate program of Brewing Science. The 15-hour course exposes students to all aspects of the brewing process and its intricacies. Students in the program experiment with different brewing styles and flavor profiles. Once brewing is complete, students run a number of tests on their products, breaking down chemical makeup and aromatics, which all impact flavor. The program has relationships with local farms to source ingredients, taking advantage of all Northwest Arkansas has to offer.
Arkansas is in a really interesting place in the market where we have one of the largest raw materials grown here in the state. We also have a growing industry. A lot of other schools that have programs like this are in more mature markets where there aren't quite as many jobs.
The brewing program partners with local breweries as well as some of the giants like Anheuser-Busch, giving students views from all perspectives. The program consists of 15 active students, 5 graduate students, and 3 doctoral students getting their degree in brewing science. So next time you take a drink, don't just enjoy the taste, but think about all the science that goes behind it. Reporting live from the Brewing Lab, I'm Ollie Tejani. Thanks, Autumn. When thinking of performing arts, opera is not the first thing that comes to mind, but the Opera Theater program is looking to change that. In their latest production, students are being pushed out of their comfort zone in a whole new way.
Essentially, I was tasked with just reinventing it. You know, and so this is, I believe my 7th production that I've directed here.
This year's show, La Cambiale de Matrimonio, is being performed in its original language, Italian, a first for everyone in the cast.
Not a single person in our cast has ever actually sung a role in this style before.
The language barrier has been one of the biggest hurdles in putting on the production.
Yeah, so the hardest thing is acting in a language you don't speak, right? That's definitely the hardest thing.
Despite the challenge, the small cast has built a strong sense of teamwork.
It's corny, but it's a family, right? We're all struggling through this thing together, especially given that we're doing something in another language.
Dr. Stinson says audiences shouldn't be intimidated by opera just because it's in another language.
I don't want anyone to think because we're singing in Italian that somehow it's not for them or that it won't be entertaining.
And for those who might be hesitant to try opera for the first time, Brown says this production is the perfect introduction.
This one's an hour. You're in, you're out. It's a good fun vibe.
Of music, comedy, and drama, the cast hopes to prove that opera is in fact for everyone. Reporting live for UATV News, I'm Ollie Tejani. Thanks, Jackson. I'm here at Onyx Coffee Labs, which was recently ranked the #1 coffee shop in the U.S. and the #2 coffee shop in the world. Behind the bar, each step in making a drink is done with precision without wasting any coffee beans. The Q-grade trained professionals search for beans across the globe to find high-quality coffee, ensuring that every drink served is consistent. At Onyx, baristas are trained beyond crafting a pour-over coffee and espresso. They are trained in customer service, making each customer feel valued, forming a personal connection with the shop.
Wanted to be able to take coffee to the next level. They wanted to be able to, I guess, bring a new element of hospitality and excellent coffee in the way that they serve people.
Beyond the technicalities of making coffee, the team prides itself on hospitality, building relationships with customers and creating a warm and welcoming atmosphere. Focusing on quality, consistency, and connections is why Onyx is more than just beans. Reporting live for UATV News, I'm Ollie Tejani.